This morning, a key nutrition program for thousands of Wisconsin families could soon run dry. How the impact could hit sooner than expected.
Plus, families reunite as hostages return home from Gaza. A look at President Trump's Middle East trip and what it means for the region.
And jets buzzing in Madison skies tonight. Find out why the Air National Guard is flying high soon. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Tuesday, October 14th. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. October 14th, just about halfway through the month.
Yes, these months, I say it every month, but it just seems like they're getting quicker and quicker.
Happens as you get older.
Yeah, and
especially with the kids, days are long, years fly by, right?
Yes, that's what it seems like, especially. But the days do seem, the days are definitely long.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool day this morning. Let's check in with Savannah, your first warn forecast. How's it feeling out there? Well, big difference from yesterday morning, huh?
Yeah, exactly. 16 degrees cooler than just this time yesterday at the airport, 17 in Watertown, 11 in Monroe, and then 15 in Black River Falls. Temperatures are down to the 40s right now across a lot of southern Wisconsin. We're down to 44, the mid-40s here in Madison. Some cloud cover beginning to kind of roll in. We're going to see that continue to increase through the rest of the day. Partly sunny skies until lunchtime, and then we'll turn over to complete cloud cover in the 2 to 3 p.m. mid to late afternoon hours, and then rain moves in. Not until about dinner time for us, but they will ramp up, and we will see pockets of heavier showers and pretty widespread rain into early Wednesday morning. We'll time out the rain coming up.
Sounds good, Savannah. Turning now to a developing story in Richland County. A man there is facing murder charges, following a death investigation.
That's right. Judd Frazier is facing criminal charges of felony murder and being a felon in possession of a firearm. On September 29th, deputies responded to a rural area in Richland County and found a man dead. Investigators learned the victim was involved in a physical altercation 3 days earlier. That investigation led to Frazier's arrest. He is currently held in the Richland County Jail. And a woman charged with killing her mother is due in court this morning. Sierra Schoonover faces murder charges in the death of her mother, Heather Schoonover. She will be in court this morning at 9 o'clock for a plea hearing. Heather was found dead in April at her home in Blue Mounds on Smoky Mountain Trail. Authorities identified her daughter as a person of interest. Officers took Sierra into custody after she crashed her car on State Highway 78. She's being held on a $1 million bond.
This morning, one person is behind bars for swinging a knife at people on Madison's east side. Officers were called to Retke Avenue, just south of the intersection with U.S. Highway 151. Just after 2:30 in the morning on Sunday, the 65-year-old man was taken into custody without incident. He faces 2 counts of disorderly conduct while armed.
Turning now to some national news. In the historic ceasefire in Gaza, President Trump has returned to the U.S. after a victory lap in the Middle East.
Comes as Israel has now returned the bodies of 4 Hamas hostages to their families. Hamas has returned all 20 living hostages to Israel. Meanwhile, in Gaza, aid trucks continue to enter and nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners have returned. Following the historic deal signing yesterday in Egypt, President Trump joined dozens of other world leaders in signing a new peace agreement and talked about rebuilding Gaza.
The rebuilding is maybe going to be the easiest part. I think we've done a lot of the hardest part.
This comes amid a load of different questions, though, including who will pay for the estimated $53 billion rebuilding effort and if Hamas will disarm.
Now to the government shutdown in Washington. It's now threatening vital nutrition services for families right here in Wisconsin. The WIC program serves nearly 60,000 families statewide, providing grocery subsidies and health screenings for pregnant women, new mothers, and children. Federal funding is set to expire soon, but the White House is reallocating resources to keep benefits flowing through this month. Wisconsin lawmakers, though, are preparing for potential funding gaps starting in November.
That's a lot of households, a lot of families who wouldn't be able to eat, wouldn't be able to survive without the subsidy.
Representative Maya Dev, who you just heard from, has introduced legislation to provide state funding to replace federal dollars if the shutdown continues. More than 40% of babies born in Wisconsin benefit from WIC services. The bill would allow the state to backfill funding shortfalls and seek federal reimbursement when the shutdown ends.
Turning now to more local news. Teachers in Janesville are now rallying against what they call an inadequate pay increase in their new contract.
In September, the school board voted 7-0 to impose the contract on teachers and staff. The Janesville Education Association says the district's 2.95% base wage increase doesn't keep up with inflation or rising insurance costs.
It's clear that we're not really keeping up with inflation and we're not getting enough support financially.
District Superintendent Mark Holzman says the board offered the maximum amount allowable under current regulations. The union hopes speaking out will force the district to examine the salary formula for future contracts. The dispute stems partly from Wisconsin's 2011 Act 10 legislation, which limited collective bargaining for public employees.
Happening today, don't be alarmed if you see or hear fighter jets buzzing around the area. The Wisconsin Air National Guard's 115th Fighter Wing is doing some training flights. The F-35 aircraft takes off and lands from Dane County Regional and Truax Field until 9:30 tonight through Thursday. The Guard requires nighttime training through the year to keep pilots and personnel prepared for operations.
All right, well, let's check in now with meteorologist Savannah Burrito, who's getting you ready to head out the door. What are the 3 things people need to know?
Well, guys, we'll be dealing with some showers later in the day. For now, we actually are mostly clear. Few clouds here and there, but overall not a bad start. Temperatures are in the 40s, and then we'll see the rain later this evening into tonight. We're staying mostly seasonable with temperatures that are going to be in the 60s. As far as early this morning, we're in the mid-40s, the lunchtime temperature near 60, and then topping out in the mid, maybe even a couple spots, the upper 60s with rain that returns maybe this afternoon for some. We'll talk about those areas that'll see the showers first, and then how much we could see overnight into early Wednesday morning.
All right, thanks, Savannah. Coming up, plenty of drama in Game 1 of the NLCS. Could the Brewers pull it off? We'll have the moments that mattered in your morning sports.
And our Josh Breider is live at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County to touch on your Coats for Kids handout event.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
In the 608 this morning, we're in the process of sorting through all of the donations that you made for our Coats for Kids campaign.
Our Josh Breider is live in Madison with an update on what comes next. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we're getting our first look at all of those donations this morning. Just take a look at this room behind us. We have thousands of coats that our volunteers have been going through, trying to sort through all the sizes, going through and getting ready for distribution, of course. And we're lucky enough to be joined with one of our folks from the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, Danielle Burdick. Danielle, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So we are standing in one of the rooms here at one of your facilities. Looks like sorting's off to a good start.
Yes. We have about 4,600 coats this year. So like you said, this is one of the rooms that we have coats in. We have 5 other rooms that we're sorting and getting ready to distribute to the club locations where we'll have our event next week on Friday.
And this campaign, it's really in phases, right? We got all the donations, but then the sorting really takes a lot of effort.
Yes, thankfully we've had a lot of volunteers that have come and helped us out, and we're still getting volunteers through next week. You can check that out on our website, bgcdc.org.
And you can see here at this facility, all of the coats are kind of stacked up by size, because that's what you have to do when you get ready for the distribution event, is get them in the right order.
Yes, because we want to be able to hang them on coat racks so that when families come into our locations, they can come and go right to the size that their child or children might need. So then we treat it as like a shopping experience for the families.
That is
so they get to have that nice experience.
So amazing. And, you know, the volunteers, that is such an important aspect of this. I don't think we talk about it enough, because you need a lot of folks to be able to donate their time to make it happen.
Yes, because we have other, tasks that we're tasked with at this time of year also. So the volunteers that come help it, get it, sorted, organized, and just ready to go. And then on the day of the event, also helping us restocking those shelves for the families that come in is very helpful.
So what is the best way for folks to volunteer? I know sorting is going well, but you need more folks next week, the way it looks.
Yes. So you can check out our website. That's bgcdc.org. So Boys and Girls Club of Dane County.org. And then there's a Coats for Kids tab, and you can find the volunteer information there. So next week, Thursday, here at 1818 West Beltline Highway, loading our trucks to take to the 3 club locations, and then unloading the trucks at the club locations. And then next Friday, the day of distribution, there's sometimes in the morning and in the evening as well, to just get it ready to go and kicked off and help the families.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity to volunteer by yourself, but also maybe getting some of your colleagues together, making it a work thing. You guys see that all the time.
Yes, friends, family. family, just get a whole bunch of you. A lot of, companies offer like volunteer days off, sign up for that, help us out for a while, and, go home on Friday feeling good about yourself for the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have to be feeling great. We almost reached our goal. You guys are still going through some new coats, so it looks like we might get close.
Yes, I think we're going to hit our goal of 5,000 coats this year for families in Dane County.
Love to hear that.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Danielle, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you.
Yes, and if you'd like to learn more, I have those links that Danielle was talking about up right now on channel3000.com. We still need your help, so volunteer, and we're going to make a difference here in Dane County come next week, guys.
Boy, that is fantastic news to hear her so optimistic about us hitting those 5,000 item donations. That would just be wonderful to hit that goal again. We raised the bar this year.
Yes.
So it would be great to hit that. Josh, thank you.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email us at inthe608@wisctv.com for a chance to be featured.
All right, Savannah's got your forecast. Hey, Savannah.
Hey guys, we're mostly clear for the time being. Madison and especially areas south and northeast. A little bit of cloud cover moving in for areas west. We won't see the showers until the late afternoon at the earliest. This is about between 3 and 3:30 p.m. Still areas near Viroqua, La Crosse, Black River Falls, Camp Douglas, maybe getting into Prairie du Chien and Platteville across Grant County at that hour. But I think for most of us, that'll hold off for sure for western Dane County and areas north until closer to dinner time, maybe even as late as about 8 to 9 p.m. So later this evening, that's when we're going to have an active radar, and that'll continue into early Wednesday. There will be pockets of heavier showers. This is about 3 to 4 a.m. Wednesday morning, and then continue into the mid to late morning. By lunchtime, all of us are pretty much going to be dry, but you can see a lot of that cloud cover hanging around for the majority of tomorrow, and then additional rain chances in by Thursday morning. It's mainly going to be west of Madison at about 6:30, and we'll see those showers ramp up by mid to late morning and continue into the early afternoon and maybe even up until the evening hours close to dinner time on Thursday. So tonight into tomorrow is going to be active, and then another chance of rain through the day Thursday. It's not done yet. We still have some more showers in for Friday and Saturday. This rainfall is from the system that we're going to see later tonight into early tomorrow. Most of us are picking up at least 1/10 up to 1/4 of an inch, but there will be areas that are closer to 1/2 an inch, maybe even 3/4 of an inch, basically where that heaviest rain is going to track. And I do think that'll be across the city of Madison, Lone Rock, Viroqua, and then up north across Black River Falls and near Camp Douglas. Those areas really could use the rain. Really everyone nearly is sitting abnormally dry. Southwest the Dells, good stretch all the way down to southeast of Prairie du Chien, most of Dane County, some of western Jefferson County, and then abnormally dry conditions southwest of Janesville, Monroe, so parts of Rock, Greene County as well. Those areas could use the rain the most, and I do think those places and the majority of southern Wisconsin will see about 1/2 an inch of rainfall at least over the next several days, and that will continue into parts of Saturday too. That next cold front over the weekend, that'll really drop our temperatures 69 Saturday all the way down to 59 on Sunday. So that'll be the better day. Yes, it'll be cooler, but mostly dry conditions will return for the second half of this upcoming weekend.
For the first time since 2018, the Brewers are on the brink of a World Series berth. But first, they've got a little bit of a ways to go. Have to win 4 games against the Dodgers. You may call it David versus Goliath, but I call it the best team in baseball against the highest paid team in baseball. Scoreless in the 4th, bases loaded with 1 out for LA, and the Crew sprinkle in some euchre magic. Sal Frelick brings back a grand slam, but it hits off the wall, so that's not an out, but this is. He throws the runner out at home, and William Contreras doubles the Dodgers up to get the Crew out of the jam. But eventually, LA did get one across in the 6th. Freddie Freeman with the solo shot for the first score of the series. And in the 9th, an incredibly valuable insurance run for the Dodgers. Abner Uribe walks in the second LA run of the game, but in the bottom of the 9th, the Crew cut it in half. Jackson Churio drives in Isaac Collins on the sac fly to make it a 1-run game. And later in the frame, 2-1 Dodgers with the bases juiced, and Bryce Terang falls short of being a hero in Game 1. The Crew leave the bases juiced and fall short of the big-time victory, losing it 2-1. Their first time being shut out at home since 1980. Their 8th straight loss in the Big Ten and their first time allowing 35-plus points to Iowa since their rivalry began in 1894. No matter which way you spin it, Wisconsin's football's loss on Saturday was a new low, leaving people asking a fair question. Should Luke Fickell still be the right person for the job? We asked him just that yesterday morning, how to convince the fan base that he should stick around. Here's his response.
I don't know that that's my position, right? I mean, first and foremost, I got to make sure that the locker room is the most important thing, right? I'm not going to change people's minds outside of the results, obviously change people's minds. So to go out there and start some campaign of some sorts, like the truth of the matter is, you know, we got to go game by game. We got to get the guys inside this locker room. That's what I asked about, right? I mean, like, they can be mad at me, they can be down on me. That's perfectly fine, but don't be down on those guys in that locker room.
To the basketball court, where Greg Gard's Badgers began the season ranked 24th in the AP poll. But yesterday was Wisconsin men's basketball's media day. Transfer forward Austin Rapp told me they are much, much better than that. That's your morning sports fix. Have a terrific Tuesday.
Thanks, Andrew. In your Health Watch this morning, the FDA just approving a new blood test designed to help detect Alzheimer's. Roche Diagnostics developing the new test with pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly. Officials say that the test targets adults aged 55 and older who are showing signs of cognitive decline. The test works by detecting elevated levels of a protein linked to Alzheimer's. It marks the second blood test the FDA has approved for identifying the disease. The agency approved a different test from another biotech company back in May.
And there's new progress in the fight against prostate cancer. A Flinders University study identified 2 enzymes in the body that cause cancer cells to grow and resist treatment. By using medications that block those enzymes, researchers say they were able to boost the effectiveness of prostate cancer treatment. And still ahead, get ready to rock. Young people with Verona Area Community Theater are taking the stage this week, showcasing their talent and high energy. Stay with us for a live interview with 2 of the actors.
Also ahead in our next half hour, the new historic peace deal in Gaza is being felt worldwide this morning. Ahead, why many Madison area communities are hoping this new deal can help end the divides here at home.
Welcome back. School of Rock is hitting the Verona stage starting this Thursday, and the band full of young musicians is playing live at full volume. And joining us now are Shane Saniza, stepping into the shoes of Dewey Finn, and Kate Felker, who's bringing serious bass. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes. So, first of all, for those who aren't familiar with School of Rock, can you give us a little bit of background?
Of course, yeah. School of Rock, led by the amazing Jack Black in the movie, is about Dewey Finn. He's sort of down on his luck, wannabe rock star who just got fired from his job. His band kicked him out, and he stumbles upon this teaching gig sort of accidentally and discovers that the kids he's teaching have some musical talent. So he kind of brings them together, bands them together, and sees that he can maybe work with these kids to make his dreams come true.
And this is perfect, especially with you being a little bit older than most of the kids involved. So what has it been like getting into that role made famous by Jack Black?
It is a fun challenge, is what I'll say. Jack Black is so full of energy, and trying to embody him is putting like my 120% self on there, but for the whole show.
Yes.
But it's so fun. It really is.
Yes, I love that. And Kate, you're playing live bass on stage. So what's been the most exciting or challenging part about that?
Probably learning all the music. I only started learning bass when they announced the show. So yeah, just learning the music.
Yes. And I would say, and Kate is in 6th grade, so like she's killing it out here. So I love that. So what's one of your favorite songs to play so far? Can you give us an insight?
I really like the song we play at the competition, the first one, the one that the guitarist writes.
It's called Teacher's
It's really
Pet.
fun. Yeah.
Yes. And so Shane, what is it like performing alongside a live band made up entirely of young musicians?
It is incredible. When you do this show, it's part of the contract that both Dewey and all the kids have to play the instruments live on stage. Yes. And I can't even put it into words. I'll never forget our first band rehearsal where all the kids, they came prepared and we did the song, and I really did feel like Dewey in the moment. I got so excited to just work with this talent. All this talent, so yeah.
Yes, it's going to be an amazing show, and it kicks off this Thursday, right?
Indeed, this weekend, October 16th through 19th, at Badger Ridge Middle School in Verona. You can get your tickets at vact.org.
All right, well, I want to thank Shane and Kate for joining us this morning.
Amazing, thank you.
This morning, local reaction as the Gaza conflict winds down. Hope, relief, and what's next for the affected communities.
Plus, are you planning a trip soon? We'll tell you about an event that can help you skip the long security lines.
And a nail-biter at AmFam. We'll bring you the drama from Game 1 of the Brewers and Dodgers. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrian Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. I'm alongside meteorologist Savannah Brito.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday, guys.
Yes, happy Tuesday indeed.
Savannah's happy. Your Bears got a clutch win last night.
Got the orange nails, the navy dress.
I know, orange and navy. Very subtle. Like it. Let's see.
Now, even you supported a little bit this morning.
He had it for the Brewers.
Oh, is that what? Oh, that's right, because that's what we're going to get into. If you were watching last night, the Brewers are playing for a chance to go to the World Series, and Game 1 of the NLCS was filled with plenty of drama.
It sure was. Fans at AmFam ready for a big win. Let's see if the Brewers could get it done. No score, top of the fourth, one out. Bases loaded for the Dodgers. A wild play here as Max Muncy hits one deep to center. Looks like it's out of here, but Sal Frelick somehow hangs on to it, and the throw is in time to get the double play. Brewers escape the inning unscathed. Top of the sixth now, Freddie Freeman hits one a mile high to put the Dodgers on the board. 1-0 Dodgers. And look at Freeman here. Nice little wave. Goodbye, baseball. Bottom of the ninth now. Brewers down 2-1. Bases loaded. Bryce Terang with the chance to be the hero, and he strikes out swinging. Brewers lose Game 1. Game 2 tonight at AmFam, 7-0. 8. Oh, heartbreaker.
They beat the Cubs, so I wish that they would have won last night.
Yeah.
Might as well at that point.
Yeah, if it's going to beat the Cubs, at least beat them all.
Uphill battle from here.
Maybe tonight, right?
Yes.
Let's go.
Fingers crossed. Well, temperatures 44 right now. We are seeing a little bit of cloud cover move in. I still think we'll have some sunshine, though, at least up until about lunchtime. And then we'll quickly see clouds increase. That'll be ahead of the rain that we see later. 44 currently. Lunchtime temperature 60, topping out in the mid-60s. And then, yeah, we've got the rain by the late afternoon, early evening. And that'll continue for the morning parts of tomorrow, and then more rain Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll time all those showers out over the next several days, coming up a little later, guys.
Savannah, thank you so much. We'll check back in just a little bit.
Sounds good.
Now to our top story this morning. A Richland County man faces murder charges following a death investigation.
The investigation began September 29th after deputies from the Lafayette County Sheriff's Office found a man dead in a rural area. Investigators say a physical fight happened 3 days earlier involving the victim. This morning, Judd Frazier is now facing criminal charges of felony murder and possessing a firearm as a felon. That investigation led to Frazier's arrest. He is being held in the Richland County Jail.
Also this morning, we're learning more about a multi-hour standoff in Lafayette County on Sunday night. Deputies responded to reports of a disorderly, possibly armed man near Main Street and Temple Avenue in Benton. When deputies arrived, the man went back to his home on Galena Street and refused to cooperate. Multiple agencies, including Hazel Green and Galena Police, responded to help. The standoff ended about 7 hours later with no injuries. It is unclear what charges the man might face.
This morning, one person recovering after being injured in a fight at a bus stop here in Madison near Bree Stevens Field. It happened on the stop at East Washington and Peterson early Saturday morning. Police were originally called for a report of a fight. When they got there, though, one person resisted arrest and was taken to the hospital. Officers say the 35-year-old was medically cleared before being taken to the Dane County Jail. That person faces charges of resisting, disorderly conduct, and bail jumping.
Turning now to the historic ceasefire in Gaza. This morning, 4 bodies and the last remaining living hostages have returned to Israel.
Meanwhile, in Gaza, officials have released nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. Families seen swarming Gazan aid trucks that are now entering the city. However, the path to rebuilding Gaza will take a great deal of time and could be one of the hardest tests for the Middle East. Experts say it could cost $53 billion to rebuild the region. This morning, it's unclear who will pay for it, though. What else is unclear? Who will contribute to President Trump's plan for an international security force in Gaza?
Back at home, Palestinian and Israeli community members in Madison are expressing relief as the Gaza war appears to come to an end. The conflict deeply divided local communities, but now many are choosing to move forward with hope. On UW-Madison's campus, a display honoring Israeli hostages will come down following news that all remaining living hostages have been freed by Hamas. Meanwhile, some Palestinians say their fight for statehood continues.
I really hope that this is a step in the right direction.
Despite uncertainty about what comes next, both communities say they remain committed to understanding and learning from both sides of the conflict.
Today, the federal government is required to remove the controversial fence placed around an ICE facility near Chicago. Village of Broadview sued to have the 8-foot fence taken down. Lawyers argued the fence poses a public safety hazard because it blocks emergency responders. A judge ruled last week, though, the fence has to come down.
The Pentagon is giving beat reporters a choice: sign new restrictive rules today or lose press credentials by tomorrow. The policy pushed by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has drawn sharp criticism. The Pentagon Press Association says it gags Pentagon employees and threatens retaliation against reporters who seek out information that has not been pre-approved for release. Despite the policy, editors and reporters vow to continue covering the U.S. military with or without credentials. Major outlets including CNN, Reuters, the Associated Press, the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Atlantic, and NPR say their journalists will not sign the new agreement. Turning now to some more local news. This morning, all poultry shows and swap meets in Jefferson, Waukesha, Walworth, and Rock counties have been suspended.
DADCAP suspending these events after bird flu was found in 2 Jefferson County flocks and most recently in Racine County. That discovery made in a backyard poultry flock, which was culled to prevent the spread. DADCAP is now urging all livestock owners to put strong biosecurity measures in place, like quarantining new animals for 30 days, disinfecting equipment regularly, and more diligent hand washing.
And a faster way through airport security could be just an appointment away. Starting today, travelers can enroll in TSA PreCheck at Dane County Regional Airport. The event runs through Friday with appointments from 9 to noon and 1 to 5 in the Skolt Conference Room between doors 1 and 2. Enrollment costs $77 for 5 years of TSA PreCheck benefits, and families can save $15 per person when signing up together during this event. It's open to U.S. citizens, nationals, and permanent residents. You can save time by completing your application online, then bring your ID and fee to your appointment.
This morning, 3 people are dead after a nor'easter blew through parts of the East Coast. Along the Jersey Shore, the National Weather Service warning of widespread roadway flooding. The storm also disrupted air travel at several airports in the Northeast. The coastal storms call a nor'easter because winds blow from the northeast and push water toward the coast, which causes beach erosion and flooding.
Bundle up and tune in. The First Warn Weather Team is getting you ready for winter this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. right here on WISC TV. Hear the latest winter outlook for southern Wisconsin, featuring research from a renowned UW-Madison atmospheric sciences professor. His insights might have you shivering a little less this season.
And it's just enough change that in certain locations like us, fairly sensitive to those changes, we're seeing less snow and less frequent visitations by really bitterly cold air.
You'll also hear more from the National Weather Service, including warnings why bitter cold and heavy snow are becoming less common, and tips on how to keep your pets safe this winter. Again, that's this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. right after News 3 now at 6. All of our team contributed, including meteorologist Savannah Brito.
Yeah, she sure did. Did you talk about how beautiful the snow is? Was that the angle? No? You loving the snow?
I mean, if if you don't have to do anything outside, can't complain. But if you have to drive in it, work in it, step outside, that's when it gets a little messy. We're at 44 right now. We're not tracking any snow in the forecast, but some cloud cover and then rain. That'll be the precipitation that we see later in the day. 9 a.m. we're up to 51, 60 the lunchtime temperature, and then we see a lot more cloud cover move in by mid to late afternoon into the early evening. And then after dinner time, that's when we're tracking shower chances, at least for Madison and then areas east a little bit later. We'll talk about how much we're going to see tonight into early Wednesday and time out additional showers later in the week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Savannah. 6:39 on your Tuesday morning. Oh, we're taking a live look inside somebody's closet? What? No. We are about to distribute all of those coats that you guys donated for our Coats for Kids campaign. We'll have some opportunities for you to help out when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Welcome back. In the 608, we're in the process of sorting through all of the donations you made for our Coats for Kids campaign.
Josh Prater is live in Madison this morning with an update on what comes next. Hey, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning to you. Yeah, we've been busy sorting through all of those donations, 4,600 in total. We still have some more to count. You can see that we've been busy sorting them by size here at one of the Boys and Girls Club's locations. And this is really such a big phase of this. This morning we've got the Boys and Girls Club joining us, Danielle Burdick. Danielle, good to see you.
Hi, good morning.
So this is just one of your rooms here at this facility that you guys have been busy, and it looks like you guys are off to a great start.
Yeah, like you mentioned, we're at 4,600 coats, so we've got some more to unpack and go through, so there's no doubt in my mind that we'll hit that goal of 5,000 coats from Dane County this winter.
You know, that is a big number, and we put that task out for the public to, try to help us out, and boy, did they come through.
Yes, they did, by donating coats to Clinky Cleaners, who then washed and cleaned them, and then sent them to Easy Office, who brought them all here. So with our partnerships between them two, Magic 98, News 3, and then the community support. We just could not do this without the community support and all the volunteer hours that it's taken to sort all of the coats, get them ready for the distribution day next week. Volunteer opportunities still available. Next week, Thursday, loading trucks from here and unloading at the site locations. And then Friday at our Allied Club, our Fleming Club on the south side of Madison, and our Sun Prairie location, where we'll have the distribution event next week, Friday.
It takes that community partnership, because you look around here, you see all of these donations. I mean, thousands of coats. That is a lot you have to go through, and especially for size, because we're talking about such a big, age difference here.
Yes, it is. So anywhere from, your smallest members, we have some newborn size coats here, all the way up until, adult large or extra large, because when you start talking about teenagers, they're in large and adult size coats at that point.
So, we are so thankful for all the donations, but the volunteering aspect of this, it is huge. And you guys always see people really step up. There's always a few more opportunities.
Yes, it is. We've had, lots and lots of hours of volunteer work just sorting, and like we said earlier, next week Thursday and Friday is our last push to get the coats on the kids for the winter. So Thursday starting at 1818 West Beltline Highway, and then to our distribution sites, which are 3 club locations. And then Friday, there's some morning shifts available, and then afternoon during distribution. Distribution is next week Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So volunteer shifts at that time.
And that day is always so special, because this is almost like a shopping event for these families. They get to come in, they get to choose the coat for them. This is very personal.
Yeah, so what we do is we take the coats, we get them to the locations, and then we hang them on racks in all of our gymnasium areas so that families can come in and pick the coat that their child wants. Or a lot of times the children will come in also and be like, yeah, I totally want, this black and gray one, or there's like some Disney colored ones, and they get really excited about getting their new winter gear.
As they should be, as we all like that stuff, right?
Yes, exactly.
Well, Danielle, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for that wonderful update this morning. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
And if you'd like to learn more about how you can help, you can go to this story up on channel3000.com. Again, this all comes to fruition next week, guys. Still some volunteering opportunities available.
All right, so make sure you sign up. Lots of opportunity. Josh, thank you so much.
Josh is always looking for inspiration to share in the 608. Do you have an idea? Reach out and let him know about it.
Well, let's check in with Savannah, who's getting you ready to head out the door. Might need to grab that jacket this morning.
Yeah, I would say a sweatshirt or maybe a lighter jacket. Not awful. This is still warmer than normal, but some of us are a little bit cooler than the 40s that we have across Dane County. We're at 44 in Madison, 48 in Verona, 46 in Cross Plains, 43 in Deerfield. But a couple of spots are down into the upper 30s. Boscobel's at 39, the Dells and Watoma both at 38. There are a couple of 50s though. Monroe's at 50, Fond du Lac at 50, and Waukesha 52. We are already seeing the clouds increase. This is outside of Platteville. You can still make out the sunrise, but yeah, clouds are thickening up. That's ahead of the shower chances that will return later this afternoon and evening for most. So the temperature heading into 10 a.m. about 55, lunchtime 60, and then we actually will top out at 66. Most of us are expecting the mid 60s still, despite the showers later. But again, that's going to hold off until dinner time, I think, for us in Madison. This is 3 p.m. Some spotty showers near Platteville and Prairie du Chien can't be ruled out. Scattered up near La Crosse, Viroqua, Black River Falls, and Camp Douglas, but then we'll see that intensity and coverage increase as we head closer to about 8 to 9 p.m. Still getting into western Dane County, I think, and areas north. That'll be pretty widespread. Temperatures are going to stay pretty mild in the mid to upper 40s overnight, maybe holding on to a couple of 50s thanks to the showers and cloud cover. This is now 4 in the morning. We will have widespread rain still across the majority of southern Wisconsin, and there will be pockets of heavier rain, maybe a couple isolated non-severe thunderstorms. You can see the yellows, darker greens. Those are all the pockets of heavier rain. That'll continue though until mid to late morning. By late morning, early afternoon, we're dry, still going to see a lot of cloud cover out there. That'll be the case the majority of tomorrow, and then into Thursday morning. This is our next chance of rain. As those showers move east, I do think they'll pick up in intensity and coverage as well, heading into almost lunchtime at this point in time Thursday. That'll continue through the late afternoon, early evening before drying up into early Friday morning. But that's not the only chance. We have more rain that's in the forecast later in the day Friday and then into Saturday. I think Saturday we could see some isolated storms, the better chance of strong to severe storms south. This is the rainfall that we're going to get into early tomorrow morning. Most of us, a couple of tenths up to a quarter. Some of us are going to be closer to ½ an inch up to 3/4 of an inch. That includes Madison, Lone Rock, Boscobel, and areas northward, basically where that heavier rain is going to track in that swath, the blue there, and the heavier showers I just showed on future track. The next cold front going to drop our temperatures 10 degrees over the weekend, 69 Saturday, down to 59 on Sunday.
All right, seeing those cooler temperatures slowly but surely.
Yes, we are.
Savannah, thank you. The holidays are fast approaching, but with the ongoing tariffs, many American shoppers are now in decision mode regarding how much to spend on travel, gifts, and decorations. In a new survey from Bankrate, 41% of respondents say their concerned holiday gifts will be more expensive this year, and roughly a third of shoppers plan to take on debt. The survey also found fewer people are planning to travel during the period between Thanksgiving and New Year.
We see that only 21% of U.S. adults are planning holiday travel this year. Last year, it was 27%. And I'm surprised that this is going down just because through September, the TSA has actually processed more air travelers this year than last year per day.
Travel experts say there's still time to book for those looking to go home for the holidays. And when it's time to travel, be prepared. Have your airline's app on your phone to track your plane and rebook if necessary.
Good news if you need to do some Christmas shopping. Maybe you're looking for some extra work this holiday season. Amazon is hiring 250,000 people the holiday season, including regular, full-time, part-time, and seasonal work. They'll work for the online retail giant's fulfillment and transportation network across the country. Amazon says the regular and part-time workers earn about $23 an hour, along with benefits. Seasonal employees can earn an average of more than $19 an hour. The jobs will be posted through December at amazon.com/local jobs.
All right, thinking about the holidays already.
Get that side hustle on.
Yeah, I'm saying it doesn't sound like a bad gig. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, teachers in Janesville are rallying this morning. The reason why and how the district is responding.
If you have a little kiddo, send us a picture. Make sure they're turning 3 first, though. .654, time for the morning sprint.
This morning, a Richland County man faces murder charges following a death investigation that began September 29th. The Lafayette County Sheriff's Office found a man's body in a rural area and reported a physical altercation happened 3 days earlier. As a result, Judd Frazier now faces felony murder and felon in possession of a firearm charges.
We're learning more about a multi-hour standoff from over the weekend. The Lafayette County Sheriff's Office says the incident started around 7:45 Sunday evening after the caller reported a disorderly man was armed. When police got there, the man went back inside and refused to cooperate, and that led to the 7-hour standoff. Nobody was injured. The incident is, we are unclear what may have started it or what charges that person may face.
The 20 remaining living Israeli hostages were released yesterday and reunited with family members as part of the peace plan between Israel and Hamas. President Trump spent the day in Israel and Egypt to mark what he called the dawn of a new Middle East. As part of the peace deal, nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners were returned to the West Bank and Gaza.
2 people dead after a small plane crashed into a Massachusetts interstate. Authorities say the plane hit the median and caught fire. 1 person on the ground was injured and taken to the hospital. The FAA is investigating.
Teachers in Janesville are rallying against what they call an inadequate pay increase. The school board imposed a 2.95% wage hike last month, but the Janesville Education Association argues it doesn't match inflation or insurance cost. Superintendent Mark Holzman claims it's the maximum allowed. The union is pushing for a review of the salary formula in future contracts.
Post Malone joins Garth Brooks and Ed Sheeran for the headlining acts for this year's Summerfest. An artist pre-sale is set to begin tomorrow morning at 10 and will run through Thursday at 10 in the morning. Venue pre-sale will start Thursday at 10 in the morning and then end at 10 p.m. that same day.
We're dry for now, but showers will track in late this afternoon into the early evening, and then after dinner time for most of us, including here in Madison. So we are going to get some much needed rain, and that's really the forecast the next several days. The next 5 or 6 in a row, we have a chance of rain.
All right. So lock in.
Yes.
Get ready. Savannah, thank you.
CBS Mornings is next.